That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 72 of Camp Strange. I'm your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm their camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to reading the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and holy.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get into these lengthier stories for you today, we have news that we want to update you on. Mm-hmm. And since news is free, we have it for you here.
News is free, if you haven't heard.
News is free.
We've gotten quite an argument before recording about how whether news is free or not. I think we both came to the agreement that news is free.
Because we go on these websites and they go, hey, would you like to give us some money? And I go, news is free.
It's free.
And now you could just say that instead of fake news, that's free news.
It's free news. It might not be the best news, but god damn it, it's free.
But we read the freest news out there. And this free news tells me that nobody knows why there are pigeons in cowboy hats roaming Las Vegas. Well, okay, did you have this one, David?
Yeah, I'm going to close that tab.
Okay, but this one is a very popular one
it's
for
true.
Obvious reasons.
It's true.
So you're listening to this really late right now because I think we're in Christmas now. We're recording all these early because David has to go away and I have to go away to prison. And and
short sentence. It's only on the weekends though, so we can record during the week.
Visitation hours.
Isn't that wild that some people they have to go to jail on the weekends?
What?
That's a thing.
Well, conjugal visits are weird to me too.
I mean, that's fine, but yeah, some people.
It's fine.
Some people just have to go to prison on the weekends.
It's crazy.
That shit suck.
Yes.
Get fucking cavity searched every Friday.
That's the only time I look forward to now.
God damn.
But as you guys have probably seen on the news, the free news, there's a bunch of pigeons walking around Las Vegas with cowboy hats on recently. And David, do you know that there's more than one colored cowboy hat though? I know you don't read.
I closed the article as soon as you started reading, so
you don't read.
I mean, I saw pictures. I think was there at least a pink and a brown?
So, pigeon rescue and advocacy group Lofty Hopes, whose slogan is "A Pigeon Positive Movement," is working to find some answers. Because,
who likes pigeons? Those things are disgusting.
Yeah, they're pretty gross, and they get really close to you, and I don't like them.
Yeah.
Well, they're fine as long as they don't get too close to me because they fly like real. They're just like dumb. I was listening to another podcast called Hound Tall with Mosh Kasher, and they're talking about
That sounds like gibberish to me.
He's a comedian. He's married to Natasha Leggero.
Oh, I just worked with her.
Oh, really? So they're married, but on it, he brings like a specialist in like a different, the one that I went to was at oh my God, I can't fucking talk. Upright Citizens Brigade, and he brought in a specialist in that for animal brain, and he was talking about what the dumbest animal was, or dumbest like bird, and he said pigeons are definitely the dumbest birds, and
they're like goldfish.
Yeah, and crows are the smartest, but they talk about why pigeons bob their head. It's because their eyes don't focus, so they have to like counteract their body movement by keeping their head in the same position to keep everything in focus or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really weird. But so now I'm off my pigeon tangent. They found a pigeon in a red hat, which they have named Cluck Norris. Mm-hmm. They don't cluck. But the one in the pink hat is called Calamity Jane.
Okay.
And apparently there's a brown-hatted pigeon out there as well who's still roaming, and they haven't caught him yet. But I guess they're kind of like concerned now. They thought it was like a funny thing that like maybe like some people from the rodeo did, and the rodeo's like, we had nothing to do about this when we were in town. And then they found out that like they put like an adhesive that was like stronger than and so they said that in theory the hats will fall off when the pigeons not wilt. Shed, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But they're talking about they haven't found a way to catch the pigeon to like, get these hats off of them and stuff like that. But
I mean, obviously gluing a tiny cowboy hat to anything's head is not a great thing, but like is it really like what's the worst that's happening?
Yeah, true.
Is it preventing it from like is it keeping it from eating? Like is it gonna starve to death because of it?
It's more popular maybe amongst the other pigeons.
Better be.
But here's the thing though, these pigeon rescue groups, somebody caught the pigeon to begin with.
Yes.
So say all you want, like they're not catching these pigeons when somebody did do it originally. So maybe they just got to get better at pigeon catching, and then we won't have a problem anymore.
Yeah. I've talked about my my campus legend, have I not?
What?
The squirrel.
Did you? Oh yeah, they said somebody spray painted it.
We had a squirrel on my college campus who someone had caught it and shaved its tail.
Oh.
And then spray painted it red.
See, that's not good because I think they use
No.
their tail for balance, like when they're running across wires and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I came up with the nickname the Red Baron. I mean,
Love their pizza.
yeah, he
He
was fine afterward. I mean,
grew his tail back.
I don't know if he was fine, but I mean, I saw him like you know, when you
Okay.
see that, you see that. Like it didn't kill him. It might have made him even tougher, but yeah. I always, whenever I had a red Baron sighting on campus, I got pretty excited. Even though it was really sad and like fucked up, it was still like, it's hard not to get excited about seeing that.
Yeah, there's always a silver lining to these horrible things, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's pigeon news. Dave, what do you have?
So in Norway, an artist who spray paints with anus receives a $4 million public fund.
Oh. To make more art.
With their butthole.
Norway?
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that. Do you need $4 million? Sounds like you need some paint and an anus and some,
You're gonna
nachos.
You're gonna burn through a lot of paint because the aim isn't great.
The new Jackson Pollock. The Jackson Pollock of Norway. Am I right? Or am I right?
You're right.
That's cool, though. I mean, it must have been a very interesting grant to try to write in for, but like...
What a shitty article. They don't feature any of his art.
It is a shitty article, huh?
I know. I want to see what this butthole paint looks like.
So you got to pay for it. That's why I support free news and free news only. I don't pay for news.
I'm gonna search his name real quick.
Why read a well-written article by a journalist when I could read something written on Reddit by a 45-year-old guy who didn't graduate 3rd grade? But he figured out Reddit, which is not easy. You know what I mean?
There's a little bit of a learning curve, I guess. I'm looking at his art, and I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's been drawn with an anus. So he must be really good.
Wait, is it like splatter marks, or is it like a paintbrush type thing we got? Was he doing like a dog scoot across a canvas?
What I'm seeing is it looks like he's built an entire set, and he painted all of it.
What does that mean?
It's like a scene.
Built a set.
It's like a scene. It's like a living room, and it's all painted crazy.
But like, are they like? Does it look like somebody went after it with like a stamp,
No.
Or does it look like it's like fully painted?
It's good. Which makes me think maybe he's doing a whole new line of anus art.
I would never
A new start.
imagine a new start. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Arrested Development.
But I don't know if I would ever want like poor movers, right? Somebody has to move that and it touched that guy's anus.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh boy, this art's stanky.
I'd be like, yeah, well, if I'm gonna buy this art, can you frame it for me or put it in like some kind of box and
Bulletproof.
Make sure I never touch fireproof, bulletproof. Yeah, you could put a big stone in front of it so I could never see it either. Like, but cool on that guy. He got $4 million, which is more than I have, and I've been I've been putting paint in my anus for years, and all I have to show for it is a medical bill for $4 million. But I guess we should move on to the next story because mine is very. See, a lot of people out there are using their buttholes for art, right? But not enough people are using their buttholes for science, which is where I come into play. As man who farts can kill mosquitoes 6 meters away, hired to create new repellent. So Joe,
ever since you started using your new news outlet to find your stories, we've been getting the same exact ones. I've got another one though.
Okay. But this guy named Joe Ramirama, 48, from Uganda, claims that his farts can kill mosquitoes up to 6 meters away and that he has been hired by a manufacturing company to develop a new repellent, which is very cool.
It all smell like farts.
So
And we're camping.
It says the reason for Joe's strange insect-killing farts remains unclear, and he claims that his farts are "quote unquote" just like everyone else's. He says, "I eat ordinary
So
food.
humble.
I eat ordinary food just like everyone else, but no insects can lay a foot on me, not even a fly."
Whoa.
He's getting cocky.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe
getting
not
farty
too,
over
not
here.
so humble.
And then he says, "I smell like a normal man, and I bathe daily, and my farts are just like everyone else's. They are only dangerous to small insects, and especially mosquitoes." I bet that's a lie. They're dangerous to other people that are around. Like, he's claiming that his farts don't smell now. Like, come on, man. What?
Okay, calm down with being a danger. Just because something smells bad doesn't make it a danger.
If I get sick and I have to run out of a building, and I start gagging, and I close my eyes, and I run into traffic, and I fucking get hit by a car, he is a murderer now.
Please keep going. This is a fantasy of mine.
But he is known all over the city as the man who can kill mosquitoes with his farts. And when Joe is around, we all know that mosquitoes will vanish, says a fellow city villager or whatever. I don't know. But he says he is respectful of people around him and will only fart when there are mosquitoes around, which bring malaria. His farts get rid of this disease. Okay, first
So
off,
he can fart in someone's mouth who has malaria and they're fine?
we can find
Is that
out.
what you just said?
It's just kind of crazy that, like, now he could smell malaria. Like, he doesn't know which mosquitoes have
It's
malaria.
like goddamn bloodhound. Literally.
Anyway, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. This is what they got going on. But, like, imagine if, like, he became the new spokesperson for DEET. Like, they found something in his butt, a chemical, and it became the new regular just Joe fart.
Yeah.
Joe fart in a can, you know? It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. It does.
It's sexy family
stuff.
fun.
Normal
Just
stuff.
enjoy it.
Do you have another news article?
I do have another one after having to scrap two,
Sorry.
and it is, what's our favorite state? Honestly,
Florida.
Yeah, the easiest state to talk about when it comes to weird news stories.
I love Florida.
A bus full of school kids evacuated over too much Axe body spray in Florida.
Okay, that's such a high school move right there.
You know, there's like 4 kids, and they probably just like duct taped the thing down, so it just didn't stop spraying.
Oh, that was the thing too, where you zip tie. What was it? You zip tie a Febreze because they have
Light
like
a match in front of it.
no, they have
Make a flamethrower.
They have the trigger thing. I know, like,
Yeah.
Febreze has, like, the trigger.
Yeah.
So, like, people zip tie the trigger, and then they would, like, throw it into a room.
And then light a match and torch it.
No.
No?
You just, like, it's just an aerosol canister going off. Like,
I must have heard
are
the
you,
wrong
like,
thing.
a terrorist? What are you doing? What a shitty terrorist you are.
I just want people to smell good. And then burn.
But, like, in high school, I remember, like, freshman year, all the kids would, like, there were some kids that would just, like, heavy-duty Axe body spray.
Yeah, leave that shit in
all
middle
the
school.
time, and it was like a lot of kids, like, I remember they had to, like, complain about it because they were getting, like, asthma attacks from, like, all that shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, Axe is like whatever, but, like, you know,
Yeah.
that's a
I
very
mean-
high school thing. You gotta up your game. You gotta get some glass bottle cologne at least, right?
Some Fierce by Abercrombie and Fitch.
You can't be buying your cologne in an aluminum container forever. Just like Joe Fart, you know, you gotta
Yeah.
get some glass stuff, some glassware.
I remember when I was like in fucking 2nd grade, someone, I think it was my mom or my sister, they gave me this Costco pack
Of what?
of Michael Jordan cologne.
Oh my god, I had Michael Jordan cologne.
And
I
it
got it at the
didn't
dollar
smell
store.
good.
I got it at the dollar
Yeah.
store.
It was really bad, and I just had a lifetime supply of this Michael Jordan cologne. I ended up like using it to like set things on fire and shit.
Okay, so that is so funny that you bring that up because I didn't know anybody else that had it, but we went on
Smell awful.
We went on vacation and there was like a dollar store and it was the only Michael Jordan cologne in there, and I remember we weren't sure if somebody brought it in and left it there or if it was an actual product because it was so like haphazardly placed, and we searched the rest of the store and there was no other Michael Jordan cologne.
Like the cap was gone.
Yeah, it was like a silver little canister, and
Oh, so mine wasn't. Mine was a glass.
oh, okay.
I think it went downhill. Like
Well, I had the
it was-
shittier one then.
Yeah, it was like a full blown like production of cologne, but it did not smell good.
It stunk. But I also like bought like
It stank.
you know you know the at the dollar store there's a big tub of like green or blue gel that's like translucent and you can see the bubbles in it and you just like reach your hand in. It was such like a mid 2000s thing like
I don't know.
you know like
I
the
missed
big
out on that.
it was a big thing in it. You spun it up like the big gel
Talking
thing.
about glue.
It was like it looked like goop and you just like go like that and
Okay.
rub it in your hands and oh god it was so slimy.
Not
But,
to
like,
be confused with Gwyneth Paltrow's line of goop.
no. But I was such a slimy little bastard when I was little. I just smelled like Michael Jordan.
Bitch, you still is.
I smelled like Michael Jordan. I had the hair of 80s Tom Cruise. I could go into any casino and get a gin and tonic without any problem when I was 12 years old. I looked like an old man who's ready to lose it all.
Ready to just lose all of my kids' funds.
The
No college for you.
the
I
black-
can't get my rocks off.
the blackjack dealer when I walked in and sat down, he didn't look at me. He goes, "Michael, I smell you." Oh, that's not Michael.
Oh, big bald man, Michael Jackson.
Because like Michael.
I said Jackson.
Michael Jordan is a gambling addict. I hope he doesn't
Yeah.
listen to this.
If you do, I'm wearing some of your shoes right now, so don't hate me.
I'm not wearing shoes.
He never wears shoes.
Anyway, okay.
Speaking of not wearing shoes,
Spring Hill Jack coffee. You guys, if you like coffee, you're gonna like Spring Hill Jack. I don't know when this is even coming out. Christmas has probably already happened, but guess what hasn't happened? Valentine's Day.
I just have this on the notes.
So if the most romantic thing you could buy for your darling or your partner or your
Grandpepper.
grandpepper for Valentine's Day,
The
is-
last gift you get your grandpepper.
or you get him some coffee, a big bag of coffee, but not just any coffee, because he's gonna throw a fit if you give him Folgers. He's gonna fucking write you out of his will. So you better get him some good coffee, and I'm talking Spring Hill Jack, baby, because grandpas love coffee, even if they don't have all their taste buds no more, because they worked in a silver mine for 46 years, and they put hot sauce on everything just to taste anything, and then they hit their hand with a hammer just to feel anything.
If your
Help me.
grandpepper didn't experience any of that, then you don't have a grandpepper.
Get him some coffee so he can hit his hand harder with a hammer and faster.
If your boyfriend doesn't have a beard, you've got a girlfriend. If your grandpepper didn't hit his hand with a hammer, you've got a grandpepper. Grandma pepper.
So go check out SpringHillJack.coffee because they got all the hammer and coffee needs you need. So go check them out. They're a great company. They got great coffee and they're affordable too.
Do they ever say anything about our ads?
No. In the beginning they liked them, and then I don't really know. We haven't getting a lot of feedback for that. So they might hate them. I don't know. But we have.
We love your coffee.
We love your coffee. But we have one more ad, David.
Oh,
And I didn't want to tell you about
yeah.
this.
I don't. This is what you're talking about.
So I had a little surprise.
Okay.
There's a guest on our show named David the Coward.
Oh, God.
And he came on and he actually gave us a pair of free headphones from a shoot that he worked on.
Okay, I worked on that fucking shoot too, and he told me that they were gonna. God, yeah, I earned these headphones.
Anyway, he said that he needed ad roll and he
right.
wanted to do an ad. And
Let's do it.
I was going to read it, but he said he wanted you to read it instead because it might be funnier.
God.
So this is his ad. Read it verbatim or
I will.
Or we might get our headphones taken.
As long
away.
as it's
Read
not
that.
racist or anything, I'll read it. God damn it.
You know him.
This episode is also brought to you by Little Chonky Boom's Brain Growth Serum. I'm gonna read that one again because I don't want to I want to
Get a lawsuit.
Yeah. This episode is also brought to you by Little Chonky Boom's Brain Growth Serum.
Keep going. There's more.
You need to stop. I'm not gonna.
Sorry.
This doesn't have to do anything with the fucking headphones.
It doesn't, but this is his ad. He's
All right.
selling this stuff.
God damn it. Want that upstairs thought maker to get real fucking big? We'll drink a vial of this stuff. Guaranteed to make your brain double in size. Little Chunky Boom's Brain Growth Serum is approved safe for over 1 countries. Don't ask us which one. I swear to God, if you ask us which one, I'll get so fucking mad. Just don't ask, okay? It's that simple. There's over what? 20... There's over, like, what? 20 countries? 50 countries? One of them says the serum's safe. So go to little chunky boombooms.serum for your free sample of brain growth serum. Now it comes in 2 flavors. Your dad's yelling voice and cherry.
That's the ad. That's the ad. Give me my phone back.
I just had to text him real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, what'd you send him?
I just said fuck. I hope he
Anyway,
enjoys that. I thought he was gonna do something about these headphones.
No.
I don't like him anyways.
No, once he's done with the commercial, he doesn't have no legal liability to them anymore. Just slanging brain serum, and that's right, it's .serum.
.serum.
Just like .coffee. So go check them out. He texted us back. What did he say? He said, "Did you forget?"
Never forget.
David said, "Fuck," and he said, "Did you forget?" No, we definitely did not. Anyway, well, let's get into these stories.
Let's do it.
Now, David, have you ever jumped to conclusions or made a mistake?
No.
I knew you were going to fucking say that. Well, I feel like most of us have. Things like fear, pressure, confusion, and desperation sometimes fog our minds and force us to make the dumbest mistakes. Well, one town in particular, over 200 years ago, made a huge mistake that still lives with them today in the form of neighboring towns' ridicule and taunting. This is both a silly and sad story, but well,
you gotta pick one.
it's silly and sad, dude. It's both.
All right.
But will forever be remembered as the Hartlepool hanging. See, it doesn't sound very silly right now, but I am leaving you. I am purposely leaving the line out there because I'm going to bait and switch you in a second.
Ooh.
So, let me get into this. During the... Oh, no, here we go again. Napoleonic Wars. There we go. I can never say
You did
that.
fine.
I'm good.
You did fine.
Napoleon would be proud.
Yeah, he would.
During the...
he actually wasn't that short. He was like 6 foot.
He was not 6 foot.
I'm pretty sure he was like 6 foot.
I think he was like my height, but everybody thought he was like 5'4".
No, they all spread the rumor that he was short just to piss him off.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do he always have his hand in his jacket?
Because he was jacking it.
Do you know what jacking it means? It's not when you put your hand in your jacket. You know that, right?
Yeah. Playing some pocket pool.
So during the Napoleonic Wars in the early 19th century, there was a fear of French invasion of Britain and even more public concern about the possibility of French infiltrators and spies sneaking in and living amongst them. One little town on the northeast coast of England by the name of Hartlepool was especially wary. Now, David, have you ever been to England?
I actually have not.
I have
For how
not
many places
either.
I've fucking been to, that was one of the ones that I never made it out to.
I want to go to England. They have a pub on every
I don't know. My
corner.
ancestors thought that it was pretty shitty over there, so they left.
Why? Oh, you're...
USA. USA.
Well, I respect them. You guys made One Direction.
I'm gonna yeet your tea into that fucking ocean.
Dude, you're being controversial right now. You need to calm it down. Anyway.
I love my country. I'm an American. I drive a Ford.
So, while out at sea one day, the local fishermen of Hartlepool spotted a French vessel in the distance sailing by. But as the British worried about the French had a problem all their own to worry about. Apparently, a storm had swept in unexpectedly, and the French had no allied land to dock at, so their only option was to withstand the violent waves and wild winds.
Damn. I feel like if I was in that position, I'd be like, all right, we're going to just get a dock at a not friendly place.
This become up swords ablazing.
I don't know. Fuck.
What'd they have back then? They have swords? They have guns? They have guns.
I would rather try to fight another man than the fucking nature.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but like, there's also like that whole
The deserts.
You're cocky, you know.
The
like,
deserts and the oceans.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't want to fight the deserts and the oceans.
I hit with a sandstorm, lost all the skin on my face. I've been walking around like a skeleton for 6 years.
Got that whole face done.
It's crazy. Like, I watch like The Mummy, and I'm like, sandstorms.
When that dude's dick came out.
What? You need to stop being so controversial today.
By the way, if you slow down that part and that one guy's getting all scarabed up, his dick comes out.
It does, but you need to stop. David showed me a Reddit video of the guy who runs headfirst into the wall in the first Mummy movie.
Best part of the movie.
He gets the scarab in his brain. Apparently, when he's like rifling through his clothes.
Apparently, you saw it. It happened.
When he rifled through his clothes, his little penis popped out, and no one caught it. And they put it on a big screen.
It took him fucking 20 years for someone to watch that movie frame by frame to catch it.
Okay, we need to stop ruining my story with your mummy penises. And fuck you. So, fearing an invasion from the French, looking for a place to dock, the townsfolk of Hartlepool kept a close eye on the French vessel as it struggled against the storm. The people of Hartlepool watched as the French ship was beaten to a pulp and torn apart, the majority of the ship sinking below the waves. A calm washed over the community of Hartlepool, but that didn't last too long before something else washed over from the wreckage.
Ooh.
Yeah. So as pieces of the ship washed ashore, they were quickly realizing that there were no survivors. That was until they saw something move in the distance on a piece of wreckage.
Was it Jack?
It wasn't the guy from the Mummy waving his penis at them. He was in Egypt. So, you say, was it Jack?
Yeah.
Robin Williams?
No.
And Jack?
No.
Who? Sparrow?
No.
Who?
Fucking
in the box.
Leo.
Oh.
On that
Never
door.
Let Go, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember his last name in that movie.
Yeah. Gleason?
Nope. So, as it got closer... Oh, sorry. As the survivor got closer to the shore, the nervous townfolks braced themselves as the wet and sorrowful-looking survivor finally reached the sand. The survivor climbed off the piece of wood, dressed in a French military-style uniform, absolutely speechless. Well, that was because the survivor couldn't speak. Well, at least in a language they could understand, since the only survivor of the French vessel was the captain's pet monkey.
Ooh.
Auga, auga.
I was thinking seal.
Oh, no. See, I mean, was in a French uniform?
Maybe.
Only one thing can wear a French uniform. That's a little monkey. So you see,
I can stuff a few cats into one of those.
So you see, Hartlepool was a long way away from France, and most of the populace. Sorry, do you have something to say about the destination of Hartlepool from France? Okay, so like I said,
French.
So Hartlepool is a long way from France, and most of the populace had never met or even seen a Frenchman.
So they thought the monkey was a man?
Some satirical cartoons of the time pictured the French as monkey-like creatures with tails and claws, so perhaps the locals could be forgiven for deciding that the monkey in its uniform must be a Frenchman and a French spy at that.
Oh my god.
So...
This is incredible.
So there was a trial to ascertain whether the monkey was guilty of spying or not. However, not unsurprisingly, the monkey was unable to answer any of the court's questions and instead was found guilty and sentenced to death. Imagine one guy in the audience was like, I'm pretty sure that's a monkey. He's like, oh, why you shut up, Phil? That's a French spy. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just know turnips. Like, I don't know, like, how everybody got behind this idea. I mean, Hartlepool probably wasn't, I don't think it's that big now. It probably was very small back then, but, yeah. I mean.
How big was this monkey?
I think he was like.
Do you know what type of monkey it was?
You know what? I don't know, because when you say monkey, I pictured like one of those little tiny. What's like the
like
one?
A gibbon?
Yeah. Is that the one Pirates of the Caribbean?
No,
that's
a
I don't
marmot.
know.
No,
marmoset.
It starts with an M, I think.
Monk.
But they have a goddamn
Google
tail.
monkey
That's my
types.
thing.
So monkeys have tails, apes do not.
Oh, okay.
So that's
but what you're saying is this motherfucker had a goddamn tail.
I'm guessing because they keep calling him a monkey, but like the pictures, he kind of looks like a tiny chimp. But like they're also not pictures; they're drawings.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, he does have a tail in the drawings. Never mind, I take that back. But he did look big, so he wasn't a small monkey at that.
I mean, he had to make his living on the boat. He's just picking up barrels left and right. Just a big old monkey.
Big old monkey.
He loved his moonshine and hookers.
He was hanging from the mast from his tail, and everybody got a good laugh out of that. So, let me continue.
Tamaranian.
That might have been it. He might have been that.
Oh, no, not Tamaranian. A tamarin.
Tamarind. Maybe.
Tamarin.
Maybe.
No D. Yeah.
So, like I said, he was found guilty, and he was sentenced to death. So, there are two stories of what happened next during the hanging. Some say the townsfolk then dragged him into the town square to prepare for the hanging, and while trying to hang the monkey, it kept climbing up the rope, evading death until, the inevitable.
Well, shit, I think besides, like, okay.
He climbed the rope until his inevitable, demise. You can only climb a rope for so long and joke around before they get a hold of you and put a cowboy hat on your head.
But what I was going to say was, like, we already went over what the difference between a monkey and an ape is, and I feel like you can't hang a monkey.
You could hang anything with nipples.
Oh, I'm not gonna argue that. I mean, you can literally go through the process of hanging them, but I don't think they weigh enough to have enough pressure to actually like be hanged.
I mean,
you know what I mean? It's like dropping a bug from a high place. It's like it just bounces and keeps walking.
Yeah, but like I think if you hang anything by their neck, see, I'm no physicist.
It's more of like you've really got to like tie that shit down.
At least I'm no physicist. Is that even having to do with monkey hanging?
Physics? Well, hanging has to do with physics.
I get
the snap of the neck.
I don't.
Most people die from their neck being broken than the suffocation.
I mean, to be completely honest, these guys might have just strangled the monkey and then been like, "Oh, we hanged it," because they didn't want Jeff in town.
Any last words? None. Here's none.
I'm the monkey strangler. So yeah, like I said, he kept climbing the rope. That's one story.
Monkey Club.
And oh wow, good connection right there. Monkey Club. Others say the second story is that they used a large fishing pole on the beach and hanged the monkey there.
They're just yeeting them back and forth.
So they just I guess one guy propped up his.
And then they caught a shark.
He's like, "Look, I caught a monkey. It's a sea monkey." They're like, "No, you got to send away for those.
You got to write my name down the book. Biggest, largest sea monkey caught. I'm Charles L. Dickinson."
I once had sea monkeys growing up, and I didn't know that they were brine shrimp.
It's just a bunch of.
It's brine shrimp.
Of cum.
It's not cum. It's not cum.
It's just watered down cum.
It's brine shrimp, and I remember I was like, "Oh, I have my sea monkey." And I thought they were like, because on the picture on the box makes them look like mermaids.
Really cool. Yeah, like monkeys
with little like cool little trumpet ears.
They've got weapons.
And then I came home one day, and my mom flushed them down the toilet, and I was like, "Oh!" And I was so fucking upset because I thought they were eventually going to get to the size of those on the box, and I was going to be like their father, and then send them all to boarding school.
You're a stupid kid.
They disappointed me. They need to learn military
time.
Respect.
It's 13 o'clock. It's 13 o'clock. Time for lunch. 13 o'clock.
So, some people even think, oh, this is where it gets a little sad.
No.
In the speculations. So, some people even think that it wasn't a monkey at all, and that the term powder monkey was used as slang term for children that worked on war vessels. But let's hope that it was actually just a little monkey instead.
Oh, that child's got a tail. Better hang him.
No, but seriously, like they might have, like history has a way of doing that sometimes where.
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh,
hey, my story. We'll get into some real history.
Real
stuff.
history.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be like, we hanged a powder monkey, and then some guy's like, you hanged a monkey, and like it's like a game of telephone, and someone's like, Hartlepool hanged a monkey, and they're like, no, we kill kids, and there was like monkey hangers, and be like, no, we kill kids, and they're just like trying to save their reputation.
Yeah,
it's crazy over there in England.
That's why I don't go.
So,
hey, I saw a fun fact today.
What?
So you know how like it's a very common thing that in England, it's like the bars would be like
they're called pubs, dude.
Well, it'd be like the Red Boar.
Yeah.
Do you know why they do that?
Were they all like speakeasies or some shit?
No, it's because back then most people were illiterate, and so they would use like an animal and a color, or like the old boot and it'd be like a picture of like an old boot.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I didn't know
like
that.
that.
I thought that was really cool. I read that today.
There is a bar in my town. I'm not even trying to plug them, but it's called the Roaring Donkey.
Okay.
And that's the only one I could actually think of off the top of my head.
I always think of the Winking Skeever.
What the fuck's a skeever?
It's from Skyrim. A skeever is like a giant rat, and so there's a bar that's like in the beginning of the game. You have to go to this bar, and it's called the Winking Skeever. And
I
it's
thought you
like
were talking
big
about a
rat
real
winking.
bar.
No, but whenever I think of like those old timey English kind of bars,
Very true.
like pubs that are like, it's always like an animal with a color or like doing something.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I would if I ever open up.
That
a
makes
bar,
sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So let me wrap this up because this is a short little boy today. This is a short little monkey. So overall, the town of Hartlepool still gets grief for their. Sorry, I'm burping. Still gets grief for
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, I can taste it.
So they still get grief for their comedic confusion and fear of a small monkey being a French spy. But they seem to have embraced it, now naming sports teams after it, building statues in memory.
Well, okay, you can't stop. What sport team did they name after?
I think they have like a rugby team called like the Hanged Monkeys or something like that. So, so they're getting graphic with it. But I think everybody in the
Their
town
logo
they
could
know
be real brutal.
the logo's like a little chimp and like
purple
a
face?
noose. Yeah, I know it's an outline or something, but I think it's called the Hanged Monkey or something like that. Hanged Monkeys or I don't know.
The hung monkey.
Hung Monkey. That's a
Hey, it's Johnny Chimpo.
That's a movie, and that's a very different movie. Oh my gosh, Jane Goodall.
Continue. Keep
Anyway.
going. Keep going.
So, you made me. I lost my story, my place. 'Cause I got so horny right there. So, so they seem to have embraced it. Now naming their sports teams after it, building statues in memory of the little guy, and even naming him. And yes, they did name him. But
His name Alex Tobin.
his name is not Alex Tobin. He has the best name ever. I fucking love the name. Hats off to whoever named this little guy. I'll give you one shot at the name. It's not a usual name, but it's like a play on a name. Give me one. Hanged monkey themed. Go. Just first thing that comes to mind. Go. Rope. No, his name's not Rope.
Not McGiven.
Wow, that's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
No, his name is Hangus.
Oh,
Cute, right?
because they chopped
For
him
murdering
up and made
him.
Angus burgers.
Is that cute for hanging a monkey? They just named him Hangus. Mm-hmm. Not Angus. Hangus.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. But next time you make a mistake, make sure it doesn't involve monkey murder. Because if it does, Camp Strange is coming for you.
We're coming.
Come
here.
With that brain juice. Was it
Come
brain,
here, you son of a bitch.
Brain serum? For that brain serum.
What does he say? What does Alex Jones say?
I'm going to get, I don't know.
Come here, you son of a bitch.
Coward. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Hartlepool monkey hanging, and it is quite a tale to tell. No pun intended.
Hey.
So yeah, that's my story. It was kind of a shorter one today.
Yeah. Well, because originally you were planning on making that your story for the guest episode
with Sam.
with Sam, which is episode 69, and we wanted to go a hornier route.
So I pivoted and I used my horny story, my horny mermaid story. So yeah, that's Hartlepool. And
Perfect.
That's monkeys for you.
All right, so I'm going to start mine right here because this one, oh boy, this is an interesting story for sure. So why don't we talk about the big man himself? I'm talking about JC. You know the man's.
Oh, Jose Christ.
The one, the only, Jesus, Hoobastank Christ.
Fuck you. I hate that you tricked me with that. I hate that.
But I'm not just going to sit here and tell you the story that most people already know, but something you could call the Bible Part 2.
It's like the New Testament?
Oh, you'll find out.
Okay.
So obviously most people know the typical story of Jesus Christ. I've never been to church aside from maybe like once with a family friend, which I probably slept through.
I got confirmed, so I know a little bit about it. But
Yeah, I really don't know much.
I don't even go on Easter or Christmas anymore.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know much about the guy besides the fact that a lot of people really like him and got his face tattooed on themselves, even though I'm pretty sure there's a part in the Bible that says it's against tattoos altogether.
They didn't have tattoos back then. They just had polio.
So regardless, I'm gonna try to do like the quickest, easiest recap of the big guy JC before we get into the good stuff. So Jesus Christ was born 6 BC in Bethlehem, which
Is Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. That's what I said.
Bethlehem. You're saying Bethlehem.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking care.
Dude, you are. You know, I'm gonna take your fucking Bible away from you. You're gonna summon a demon if I
I don't
let you.
have a Bible.
I'd like to note that David is holding up a Bible right now.
I always have it on me. But see, I'm confused though, because I thought BC was before Christ. So how was he born in 6 BC?
It's actually Latin.
Okay.
And it stands for like. I'm not Googling this. What's BC stand for? It's like it stands for before Christ.
Yeah.
No. It says right here. It stands for a Latin phrase. So AD is Anno Domini, and BC. What the fuck?
Before Caesar.
What does it stand for?
Who cares?
I'll get back to this. Keep going.
So Jesus is widely believed to be the incarceration of God, and his teachings are followed as example for living a more spiritual life. Christians also believe that he died for our sins, died for all of his people's sins, and but then he said like LMAO, JK, and rolled a stone door out of his way, and now we celebrate that with pink bunnies, chocolate eggs, and marshmallow birds.
Peeps. You call them by their real names.
Yeah,
Also,
everybody knows.
I think BCE sometimes stands for like before Common Era. So like,
I said BC, not BCE.
dude, I don't know, dude. There's too many. The book's too old. I don't
Yep.
read any book past Harry Potter.
So other notable things about Jesus is that he was born from the Virgin Mary. Then a few dudes showed up with presents that Mary's husband Joseph didn't know, and he was cool with that. But like I said,
I love this story. You know what Immaculate Conception is, dude?
apparently,
It's when elves come in the middle of the night and they stick a turkey. I'm done.
yeah, you're done. Let's cut you off there. But like I said, I'm not here today to tell you the whole story. If you want it, you can find it. It's on every street corner. Just go on Sundays.
It's in a big book that's really hard to read if you want to read it that
But
way.
sometimes the ends of the pages are gold, and that looks really good on a bookshelf. You turn it backwards.
Oh, yeah, true. And also the pages are super thin, too, so you're always scared turning the pages, which puts the fear of Christ in you.
So I'm not going to talk about the actual like full-on story. Today I'm going to talk about the Bible Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's the unofficial title. And yes, I already punched my ticket to hell. If, guys upstairs can't handle this, well, I don't know what to tell you. The most important part of JHC's life when dealing with the story I'm telling is his death.
Okay, but before we go into this, can I ask you one thing? Because I brought this up today, and it's been a question amongst our friend group for a very long time.
Okay.
Who is the most recognizable person in the entire world?
LeBron James.
No.
Kim Kardashian.
We've come to the conclusion that there are two people who are the most recognizable in the entire world. One of them is Jesus Christ.
Obama.
No. Oh, I think Obama might be up there. The other person?
Elvis.
Hitler.
Yeah, probably.
Because
It's the exact opposite, that he was so hated that
Yeah.
everybody knows how
Well,
everybody hated him.
My,
That makes
my,
sense.
My reasoning behind that is because most people know their own religion, but they don't know like other religions. They could kind of maybe like guess like, oh, is that Jesus? But everybody knew about World War II. Like it's a world war, so it's like the most evil person in the entire world. So I thought like Gandhi might have been up there too, but that he's kind of obscure sometimes. But like,
I think more people
Obama
know.
for sure though.
I think more people know who Hitler is than Gandhi.
Probably Trump now too. Thinking about it,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
All right.
Sorry.
So the most important part of JHC's life when dealing with the story I'm telling you today is his death, or maybe not.
Uh-oh.
It is common belief that Jesus was crucified for believing and spreading the word that he was the Son of God and the King of Jews. So the Roman governor of Judea had Judea.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said,
We don't go to church no more.
wherever. So yeah, they had condemned him for death, and the Roman soldiers whipped and beat our boy JC and placed a crown of thorns on his head. Jesus was crucified with 2 thieves, one on each side. Above his head was the charge against him reading King of Jews.
Oh, that's what he was charged with?
Well, I mean, I think it was kind of just like they
We just don't
have,
like you.
They didn't have time to really. It was more of like an asshole kind of thing, like, oh, he's the king of Jews, like kind of that thing.
You think you're such hot shit.
Yeah, they didn't want to write out the whole thing being like false prophet or something.
Most
like that.
likely to be, he got like the yearbook thing. Most likely to be king of Jews.
Yeah.
Runner up was Woody Allen.
Oh,
What?
let's not go down that route.
Oh yeah, he has controversy. Think of a better guy.
Let's not.
Okay.
So it was believed that this crucifixion lasted up to 3 hours of his life, which included taunting by the soldiers and the crowd. While Jesus was on the cross, the sky had darkened, and immediately upon his death, an earthquake erupted. A soldier then confirmed his death by sticking a spear into his side.
Ugh.
Yeah. But now what if none of this actually happened?
It's a possibility. Like I said, sometimes you're hanging a kid, and all of a sudden they go, "Hey, is that a monkey?"
Let's just say that's a monkey, huh?
So history tends to sometimes mess stuff up.
So this is where my story starts to, take its full turn. So on top of a hill in northern Japan
What?
lies a tomb. A tomb who belonged to a shepherd who has passed away over 2 millennia ago. The shepherd was a traveling man from distant lands who found this land and fell in love with a woman named Miyuku, and who was a farmer's daughter. And
I love a nice farmer's daughter. And all that grain.
and fell in love, strong hands, and fell in love with one other thing, growing garlic.
Oh.
This man was known to many as Daitenku Taro Jirai. But it is also believed this man was also known to the world as Jesus who bestand Christ.
Really, the garlic grower.
Mm-hmm.
So are you trying to say that he maybe dipped out and went to Japan, or that this is a reincarnation, or are you going to get into that?
Oh, we're going to get... No, my story's done. I'm just giving up right here.
That's good.
We're going to get into it.
Also, I just picked a better King of the Jews. It's Larry David. Larry David is the best.
I mean, he's just the best ever out of everything.
He could be king of everyone.
He could.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. pretty good. So for some people, this is the truth of what happened with Jesus. But for some, it's just a downright offensive, idea.
Blasphemy.
So let's see what might trigger from complaints. Let's see what might trigger some complaints from this episode.
You never know.
You never know.
People. This is religion. People are sensitive about this.
Exactly.
We're not very sensitive about most things, because we're heartless and we don't feel anything anymore. But we understand that if this is touchy,
Yeah.
and we don't mean to
Skip the episode.
Yeah, we don't mean to be offensive, but it's history, and we cover weird history, and religion's most of the time very weird if you look at all religions. So
Yeah.
we got to cover some of it.
So, as many believe, the Jesus of Nazareth, the Messiah and the Son of God himself, did not die on the cross at Calvary, but it was his younger brother.
What? He did have a brother, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
Well, so in Japanese, his younger brother is known as Izukiri, who had died at the hands of the Roman soldiers on the cross.
So he was from Japan over in...
Well, I'm not sure if they'd have a different name for him. I didn't see what his name would have been in closer to English, but that's what the name they have for him.
Okay.
So a very countryside backwater area of Japan with one Christian resident and no church within 30 miles, Shingo was the perfect place for the one they called Jesus to hide out at. But today, some visitors will pay the 100 yen entrance fee to visit what is now known as the Legend of Christ Museum. This museum has everything from religious artifacts. What?
Museum.
Museum.
It sounds like a fucked up like a sequel to Jumanji. Like
Yeah.
coming to museum. It's like Night at the Museum.
So this museum has everything from religious relics to Jesus coffee mugs.
Oh, and cloves of garlic.
And so this landmark also celebrates in the springtime an event that they called the Christ Festival, which is some would describe as a mashup between cultures involving women wearing kimonos who dance around the grave and chant 3 lines of unknown language. So I guess it's
Wait,
something.
what? It's not Japanese.
It's not. It's like nothing. Like who knows?
The reporter's
It
like,
just says it's unknown language.
the
So
reporter's like, I don't speak it. I don't know it. The guy's like, that's Japanese, dude. He's like, unknown language.
Yeah.
Never heard it before.
never heard it. Will you give me some of those little rolls of rice with that fish in it?
Wait, so wait, they have a grave though. Is it like a dug grave or is it like a stone?
Oh, we'll get into it.
Okay, I'm very curious what they're dancing around. I'm like,
Yes.
I'd be the first one. I'd be like a dog in there. I'd be like, I gotta see this bone.
I gotta sniff around.
I gotta see these bones.
So this ceremony has become an annual event since 1964.
Okay, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah, for
Okay.
the most part. So now the story and concept typically takes people off guard, being that the Japanese culture and people are mostly Buddhist and Shintoist.
Sounds about right. Shinto. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
a religion,
Shintoist.
right?
So much, in fact, that with 127.8 million people in Japan, about 1% identify as Christians.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it's very small.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Huh? Look at that.
Would you look at it?
Would you?
Would you just fucking look at it, Alex?
See, that's not a good business strategy for the guy who owns the grave.
Yeah.
He's like, come look at it. And they're like,
Oh,
what?
there's
They're
a
like,
just oh my god. There's one part of the story I cannot wait
he's
to
like,
read.
he's like, come look at it. He's like, what is it? He's like, it's Japanese Jesus's grave. And people are like, I don't want to see it. And he's like, I mean, it's a dog on a ball and it's balancing. Everyone's like, okay, I'll go check this
Korean
out.
Jesus ain't got time for your shit. So the story goes like this: Jesus first came to Japan at the age of 21 to study theology.
Okay.
So this was during what people called the Lost Years, which was a 12.
Is he gonna drop a mixtape?
Well, that's what I was like the B-side album. So the Lost Years was a 12-year gap that was unaccounted for in the New Testament.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I didn't know about that. Apparently in
Tell you the truth, I don't know much about the New Testament or the Old Testament.
Yeah, I guess in the New Testament there's a 12-year gap of Jesus' life that no one has any account of.
You're telling me that like out of the 3,000-4,000 people that wrote the Bible, not one guy's like,
Shakespeare wrote it.
I got an idea for these 12 years. He's like, there are dragons. And they're like, Kenneth, you're not writing in the Bible. And he's like, I got the fucking dragon storyline, and it's good.
I saw it.
There's gold.
So it was believed that he landed at the west coast port of, oh my god,
Well, is that an
Amanohashidate, a piece of land across from the Miyazu Bay. Miyazu.
That's crazy. I know exactly where that is. That's so crazy.
Miyazu Bay.
Is that next to the Hertz Rent-A-Car?
Well, probably, because it is very close to Mount Fiji.
Oh, I know
Fuji.
that. Fuji.
Is there a Fiji and a Fuji?
You're thinking of the water, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it came from the same
See,
place.
now you're throwing me off because I haven't also been to Japan.
Yeah, that's number one on my list of places I want to go. Is
Now
Japan.
I gotta Google Mount Fiji and Fuji. Okay, there's a Fuji. There is no Fiji.
So when he got there's a country called Fiji
There is. There's a water called Fiji.
for rich people.
For rich-
I bet Jesus drank Fiji.
You trying to flex on me?
So where he landed, he ended up becoming a disciple of a great master near the legendary Mount Fuji, learning the Japanese language and the Eastern culture.
In 12 years too. That's pretty. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how quickly people learn languages. That's pretty
Once you're
impressive.
immersed in that shit, it's pretty easy.
True.
So after this time, he would return to how did we say this? Judea?
Yeah.
Judea?
Yeah.
At the age of 33. When he returned, he was a wanted man by the Romans, and they had finally found Jesus and arrested him and condemned him to crucifixion for heresy.
He's like, I should have stayed in Japan. This is horse shit.
Yeah. Just about.
This is horse shit. I should have kept growing garlic. Garlic liked me.
Well, I think this is technically before garlic.
Oh.
So, what I was going to say was before, but walking on water wasn't his only trick, as he pulled a quick one on the Romans and swapped places with his little brother.
Oh, shit.
I feel like that's kind of a shitty move, but I guess we are talking about the almighty JC, and I feel like there's millions of people today who'd be like, oh, yeah, I would swap places with Jesus.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like, okay, but also it's like, that's your little brother. It's kind of fucked up.
I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, that dude was so convincing. He could be like, I need you to jump in that fire, and be like, oh, of course. What's on there? He's like, eternal life, and you're like, oh yes.
Oh fuck yeah!
It feels.
I would do it.
It feels like heat and death. But wait, you say eternal life?
Yeah,
I'll go check it out.
it's got a good case. I'd buy it.
He's like, oh, you have to trust me. You're like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna.
you're God's kid, right?
I mean, I guess you're right. If I die and I go to heaven, so
Yeah.
let's do it.
You could turn my hydro flask real quick into some wine? I think I could crush that before I jump in.
Oh, what a trick and a treat.
So knowing that he could not be seen again, especially after his brother's death, he he didn't want it to be
He's
for
like,
nothing.
oh, they killed him.
Yeah, oh fuck. I thought they were just gonna,
Oh shit! I thought they were gonna hit him
rough
with a
him up a
ruler.
little bit.
Ruler him.
Oh fuck, he's dead. Dad's not gonna be happy about this one.
He's so pissed.
So, knowing that he couldn't be seen again, he decided to flee back to the promised land of Japan with 2 keepsakes.
He brought.
You want to try to guess what these 2 keepsakes are?
Okay, what's he got? He's got his pair of sandals, right? I'm not even joking. I thought his keepsake.
It's not a keepsake. That's just fucking
That's just
what he's
clothing.
wearing. God damn it.
Okay, do they already have garlic in Japan?
Yeah.
Or did he bring garlic? Okay.
I'm assuming. I don't
Okay,
fucking
he
know.
brought his crucifix necklaces weren't a thing yet. Were they? Help me out here.
He brought a lock of Virgin Mary's hair.
Okay. That's
Makes sense.
It's like the guy from Charlie's Angels. He smells it and then screams and then does a cartwheel through a chain link fence.
With his cane that's a sword. And then
Thin Man.
to accompany the Virgin Mary's hair, he brought his little brother's ear. Maybe
And then he's like, well, he's using it as a prop. He's
I've
like,
got
he's
a
like,
theory.
Lend me your ear.
I've got a theory.
Yes.
Maybe he was trying to get a lock of his brother's ear and just missed.
A lock of his brother's ear or a lock
hair.
of his brother's
His hair.
hair? He got
Check
the
out the
whole
hair.
fucking lock of his brother's ear.
He was trying to get the hair like he did with his mother, and he maybe, I don't know, a donkey nudged him a little bit, and he just slipped and snipped.
And the guy's like, is it bad?
Yeah, you're going across anyways.
And he's like, no, it's pretty good. He's like,
You
what?
won't miss it. Trust me, what they're about to do to you, you won't even notice it.
He's like, last time I checked, Jesus had both his ears. And he's like, oh, I fucked this up real good.
So Jesus trekked across the frozen wilderness of Siberia to Alaska.
Holy shit.
To Alaska.
Jesus was in Alaska?
USA.
Oh, yeah.
USA. Which was believed to take 4 years to cover the 6,000 miles.
Oh, he spent 40 years in the... Oh, that was not him. That was Moses. Wait.
We need to stay away from religion.
I forgot who was in the desert and who was in the tundra, which is just a frozen desert.
Yeah.
4 years in the desert, though, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
4 years covering 6,000 miles. Oh, that sounds awful.
How crazy was it to know that he was literally walking on a wine glacier? You know he turned that bitch into wine, right?
Yeah, he did.
He's like, ooh, surfing on some boggle.
You heard it here, Boggle. Get at us.
I don't think this is the last thing they'll touch.
So after he got to Alaska, he sailed to Hachono? Hachono? I'm
that's
really,
not how you say that. I'm joking. I don't
really
know.
bad at trying to sound out Japanese things.
You're good, though.
You
You're
know,
fine.
it's more. It's like I try to be like confident and just say it, and then I realize I add like 3 letters that aren't in it, and I'm like, ooh. So then once he got there, he took an ox cart to Singo.
Classic Japan with their ox carts. I'd love a nice ox cart.
I love a good.
That's the
oxtail.
one thing that didn't. You know, never eaten an oxtail.
It's Jamaican food.
I know, but you've never eaten it.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's good.
But that's not one thing that never translated to like American culture. We never had ox cart. We just had like horses. So it was like
Horse and
horses.
cattle,
that,
yeah.
I want an ox cart.
Yeah.
They just plowed shit.
So once reaching the village, Jesus retired to a life of exile, full on adopting and adapting to his new identity, which led him to raising a family with his wife and 3 children.
His new Japanese wife, because
And his
he
3 his 3 mixed.
wait, why she was Chinese now?
No. She was. I was saying children.
I think you messed up.
I messed up a little bit.
Oh, I love it. It's okay, David. This is a comfort zone where you can make mistakes. It's fine.
But what I'm saying is that where I got confused there was that there's the huge debate on what race Jesus actually was. Because obviously we have white Jesus and there's black Jesus and there's Middle Eastern Jesus. I'm pretty sure Middle Eastern Jesus
is the Jesus.
Yeah, that's like the real one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he had 3 mixed children with his Japanese wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, hey. The first one was a virgin. You got to get your wife that's pumping out some kids, right, too?
Wait, what?
Well, because she was immaculate conception.
Who was? He was, not she was.
Fuck. Wait, she was a...
His mom was.
Oh,
he
his
was.
mom was... This is
You
where...
think he's banging his mom now? God, this is bad. This is getting really bad.
That's the only
I'm
Jesus
just gonna keep going. Please let me keep going.
That's Alabama Jesus.
So it was said that he lived out a long life to the ripe age of 106, growing garlic and helping the needy in the area. Records of him say that he had balding gray hair. See, guys, not even God's number 1 son could escape it. This is brought to you by Hymns.
Oh, dude, how did you know I was gonna do that? Oh, Jesus was hymns.
And so he also wore a coat of many folds
What?
and had a very distinct nose. So
Wait, did his brother have the same nose?
probably.
He's lucky he didn't have distinct ears because they would have known that shit. Maybe that's why he hacked off the ear. Maybe his like right ear was like.
They're like, face us. He's like, no.
He's like,
Turning away, hiding it.
I like how you literally turned your head and no one on the podcast know what you just did right there.
You could hear it. You could hear it. So this is probably my favorite part of the entire story. So I was saying, he had a very distinct nose, right? So according to the museum, they from their brochure that they give out to people said he had the reputation as and I quote, and I swear to fucking God, it
Well, you
says
can't
it.
say that.
No, I can say it for
Is
this.
he an alcoholic?
I swear to God, it says it right here on the article I was reading. People referred to him as in quotes, long-nosed goblin.
Honestly, mad respect.
They were calling Jesus a long-nosed goblin.
See, he wasn't Jesus
Holy
there,
shit.
though. He was the name that you said.
Yeah, I wonder. That's where I'm confused. I wonder if the people there were aware of it.
I mean, it goes back to like what most people say, where they're like,
I think they knew.
well, a lot of people go like, if Jesus was around today, he would be a homeless person, and you would be like, ugh, get away from me. So maybe in Japan, he wasn't like, he didn't have all that like that reputation, and they're like, oh, you little long-nosed goblin, why don't you keep going garlic, you little stinky little bastard? And then everyone's like, he's like, I'm Jesus. And that other part of him,
love you.
he's like, I'm like pretty big over in like Israel and like Rome. And he's like, oh, you're just
I
a
don't
little...
think people liked him that much in Rome.
Well, no, he was a big deal though.
Yeah, true.
But like, he was just a little goblin, garlic goblin.
Little garlic goblin. You heard it here. You can start calling Jesus a long-nosed garlic goblin. I think we found the title of the episode.
Long-nosed garlic goblin
Yeah.
and a monkey.
So when the 106-year-old JC died, his body was left exposed on a hilltop for 4 years.
Wait, what?
Well, that was the custom. That was the
like,
custom of the time.
Exposed like naked or just like not underground?
Yeah, like on top of the ground, like his body decomposed under the sun. Like
Holy
they didn't
shit.
bury him.
They just told everybody that was like, they're like, Jesus, this is the custom. And he's like, are you sure? You guys just don't like me? And he's like,
They're
no,
playing
it's-
horseshoes with him.
It's the custom. We're not, this isn't a prank. They pranked him
They
pretty
pranked
good.
him. Yeah, fucking garlic goblin.
It's pretty crazy though. They're just like, leave him out.
Yeah.
They're like, why? It's custom.
So his bones were then bundled and buried in a grave at the same mound of earth that is now topped by a timber cross and surrounded by a wooden picket fence.
Okay, they put the picket fence. That's good.
Yeah.
But they gotta bundle the bones. The bones
just
are
gotta bundle it
the
up.
bones are everywhere. We need
Got a real bone problem.
we need a stick and bindle to carry the bones back. We're like a hobo on a railroad with all these Jesus garlic goblin
Yeah.
bones in our baskets.
And that is the end of my story. So I'd like to close this out with the obvious that we kind of covered earlier. Religion is a difficult topic to discuss and have fun with, and sometimes it's hard to do, and we don't want to offend anyone at this point, and we don't want to push anybody past the point that they can't handle. This is simply one of the many beliefs of the life of Jesus Christ, and because without posting a Facebook status or an Instagram story, how can we really know what Jesus did?
That's true.
Yeah.
How do we know he was at California Pizza Kitchen?
How did we know he made it to the gym today?
I mean, those abs speak for themselves. am
That's
I right?
true. That's
Why
true.
is Jesus so shredded and I'm so fucking fat?
Because you haven't accepted the garlic goblin into your
I'm about
life.
to say that nose ain't doing too good, though. Am I right?
Well, he definitely didn't have syphilis.
I don't have syphilis.
No, I'm just saying he had a good nose.
Oh, you lose your nose in syphilis?
Dude, that was
Is that the one thing?
episode 69.
Oh, you cephalic nose.
We talked about
You're
that.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you had a lot of stories in there.
I did.
So, I mean, cephalic nose just like falls to the wayside because I've been there, done that.
Been there, done that. We've all been there, and we all done that.
Well, yeah, like we said, like David, he already touched on it. Religion is touchy, and we love all you guys. We love everybody. We're not trying to be controversial. We're trying to have fun, make light of it.
I mean, I feel like most people, if you are a follower of Christ, you may or may not have ever heard of that story before, and I hope you found that interesting. That's how some people see it ending for him.
That's what happens if you turn the page to walk into the cave, and that's where the story goes. You know, this is a choose your own adventure.
Oh, okay.
And we walked into the cave. We took the boat to Japan. We walked through Siberia. He didn't take a boat. How did he get to Japan?
He took a boat from Alaska.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then an ox cart to the town.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we
My
love all
next
of
story
you
has to do
guys.
with Siberia. Holy shit.
Anyway, if you are religious and you don't like this, can you pray for us? Thank you. And that's
We love you.
that is. Don't leave a bad review. Just pray for us. Tell Jesus we've been bad. But thank you guys so much for listening. We love doing this. And even if it's controversial, we love telling these stories. So if you could, go to campstrange.com and check out all of our hyperlinks for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We got merch there too. We got reviews if you want to leave one, hopefully positive. If you want to rate it, hopefully it's positive too. And if you want to subscribe, then do that too. I think that's it. Oh, if you guys want to if you guys want to send us a spooky story of your own or just any comments or questions, to send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. That'd be great. We'll respond. And David, you're really good at these categories right now.
I didn't come with one prepared.
Fuck. Okay.
We just do it what we got. It's been a while since we've done one.
Yeah, let's do it. What do we got? Because I'm not prepared for this at all either.
Yeah.
So what do we got in the store to sell these fine folks?
Got a big old box of throwing stars, but there's a leak in the corner.
Of the box of throwing stars,
There's a leak.
there's no liquid in there.
No.
Not in your typical box. We got a witch's wart. You pop that on your nose, and
Prank all of your coworkers.
you got a wart? No. I'm a garlic goblin.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. I'm praying for you.
We've got autographed copies of the Bible, Part 2, Boogaloo.
We have headphones, but when you plug them in, it's just Bobcat Goldthwait screaming in your ears. And
I'm
there's
sorry, what was that?
Bobcat Goldthwait. He's
Is that an artist?
no. He's the guy from Police Academy, and he
Oh, the helicopter guy.
talk like this. Bobcat Goldthwait.
Wait, is that the guy that does the helicopter sounds and shit?
No, that's
Whoa.
fuck. I knew his name.
Oh, shit.
No, Bobcat Goldthwait is the guy with the crazy ass voice.
All right, we got a copy of Revenge of the Nerds.
Fuck. You came really quick with that one.
It's a really bad movie.
We have Sideshow Bob's hair.
Oh, I got Robin Lopez's basketball shoes.
Who is Robin Lopez? We have George Lopez's trampoline that he jumps on in the intro of the George Lopez show.
I got 6 donkey ears on a string.
Fuck. Stop doing this. We have a turtle flute you bought from Mexico.
Oh, I like that. Is it the whole shell?
No. It's like a little ceramic turtle flute that looks like a turtle. That's what I own. But yours might be a
Yeah.
fucking hollowed out turtle.
I've got a hollowed out turtle shell. It's a freaking flute with it. And you can, when you're fluting in, you can pat it like a drum.
Ooh.
So it's like that. You've seen those guys with the ponytails who play the acoustic guitar and then play the drums on the side of the acoustic guitar while they play and they got them ponytails going in the back.
You got a flute? Well, I got a little fairy that follows you around and goes, "Hey!" That is a...
That's all it does?
That's a Zelda joke for you.
Oh.
Hey! I can't do that voice. Hi!
No.
Hey!
It's more high pitched. You're doing too raspy. What was her name?
It's just, I smoked a pack of cigarettes.
That's what we do. If you ever meet us in public, you're like, your voice doesn't sound like it does on the show. It's because we
me a
smoke
pack of cigarettes.
we smoke a big old pack of
Marlboros.
We're Marlboro man.
Camels.
Let's stop.
American spirits.
This is going too long now.
Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
Don't forget to throw your cigarette butts in a correct disposal, not in a bush.
Receptacle.
Put it in a can of liquid or put it in
Or
an
an
ashtray.
abalone shell.
Not in the goddamn bush. I'll find you and I'll finish that cigarette and put it out on your eye.
And don't forget to stay strange.